Without further delay, let's begin this exciting journey of decoding the Companies Act. Sir, it's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soumya, for the wonderful introduction. I'm not that big. Uh, so let's start with the session today. So let us talk about the company law. What is company? What is company? All we know, company is made up of two words, com and pennies. What is company? Company is actually related to actually related to the things where more than two persons come together and they start something related to business or something related to anything which they can share, or it can be related to the e-governance also, it can be related to the non-profitable organization also, it can be related to anything which we talk about. What is company? So let us start to simplify the basic and the most important aspects of company law. Let me first tell you one thing. You, how many of you are interested in making your careers in corporate law? Just raise your hands. Okay, we have many hands. Company law is nothing. Company law is just a simplified concept of how a company runs and how a company governs, how to run a company and how to govern a basic aspects of the company law. So if we talk about the company is nothing. Company is just an association of persons. जब तीन से चार लोग एक साथ आएंगे and they do something related to the society, related to their own businesses, related to anything new, that is company. Why do we need a company? So let us start with the presentation. So topics we will be covering are related to what is business and entity and company. What are companies? What are the historical evaluation of the company? Why there is a company law? Why we need company law? Okay, what are the basic examples of companies? And when we have a basic structure of business which is running in India for more than thousands of years, then why we need company law? Why there is a need of separate legislations related to the companies? So we will be dealing with that. Also, I will be dealing mostly and I will be giving you the idea of how you can make a career, your career in company law. Because let me be very clear, litigation is overburdened. The courts are overburdened with cases also and with lawyers also. So with the increasing uh, with the increasing phenomena of the law, where the law is just uh, growing like nothing, so we need various aspects apart from judiciary and litigation to make our career in. And corporate law, company law is one of the basic things which we can make our career, and we can also make our career like the CA and CS. So I just want to give you the basic idea of what is company law and how the companies operate. So let us start. See, there are various type of business forms. As we all know, the most common and the most important also type of business form which is in India from the last we can say when there was a water system. Akbar ke samay se they are sole proprietor business where one person start a business and he carry on the business. We all know about it. Another type of business is partnership. As in the starting, I have stated that the partnership is a company is when two or more persons come together to make a company, to make a corporation. Company is also known as corporation. Corporation means when two or more people cooperate to do anything. Company can be non-profitable also, company can be profitable also, companies can be related to society also, companies can be related to anything international also, companies can be related to doing social goods also like CSR, a company can be educational, company can be anything. So partnership is also when two or more persons come together to do something, to do a business. What are the differences in partnership and companies? And why we need company law? We have different partnership act. We have different partnership act which is going on. So why we need company law when we have two or more acts related to the company? Achha, which act governs sole proprietorship? Sole proprietorship simply governed by the Sales of Goods Act, where you give good to someone and they are sold upon delivery. And partnership is governed by the Partnership Act 1932. What is the basic difference between the company and the partnership? As we have studied, okay, we will talk about the difference later on when we talk about the company. There is new type of entity also, which is limited liability partnership. Why it is important? Why it is different from the companies? Limited liability partnerships are just extension of partnership business. Where, do we know about the liability? Do we know about the what is liability? What is liability of a person or liability of a company? Suppose if we take a loan from the bank and I am not able to pay my loan, it is a personal loan. So what will bank do? First, bank will approach my guarantors. Then the bank will approach my properties. The bank then take my accounts. Then at the last, bank will go and encroach my properties. This is a liability. I have to pay someone, and I have to pay someone beyond my limits. And there are two type of liabilities which exist. One is type of unlimited liability, and one is limited liability. What is limited liability? Limited liability is a type of liability where a person has to pay only the thing which he has to pay or which he has invested. Only he has to repay that amount. And what is unlimited liability? Like if you take an example of sole proprietor business, एक किराने की दुकान है, आप सब we all know about a local general store which exists in each in our locality. जहाँ से हम कुछ छोटा मोटा सामान खरीदते हैं. तो what is the difference between a sole proprietor who is selling the same items as a DMart is selling or Big Bazaar is selling or anyone Vishal Megabart is selling? So what is sole proprietorship? Like a kirana person, if a kirana person goes in loss, अगर उसका बिजनेस पूरा लॉस में चला जाता है, he is in total loss and he has a loss of more than say he has invested in 10 crore rupees in his business. He has a big shop and he incurred a loss of 20 crores. Then his liability will not be limited to the shop only. His liability will extend to the extent to his personal property also. So these are type of liabilities. In company, what we say company are the type of limited liabilities. Limited liabilities like all the persons who are in the company are having liability to the extent of the amount they have invested in the company or to the extent of the share they have in the company. Like we all have seen in the Shark Tank. In Shark Tank, they offer equity to the sharks. We are giving 1% equity to you. We are giving 2% equity to you. What is this equity? Equity is liability. If business goes into loss, that equity will be taken from that person only. Nothing will be extending to his personal liability and to his personal properties or to his personal holdings. If we differentiate limited liability partnership with company, then there's a simple difference. Limited liability partnership is basically used in the businesses which are not to be run to a longer course. Like I have to make a road, and two big companies like PwC and one of the more L&T, they want to cooperate. They want to like L&T have their businesses in Delhi and PwC or any other construction company has their businesses in Jaipur. So they want to make a highway. They want to make an expressway in which is connecting Delhi and Jaipur. So what they do, they enter into a limited liability partnership, which is to a limited extent only, not to a long extent. What is the difference between company and LLP? Again, देखो, LLP, what is the basic thing in partnership? Liability is limited only. But when we talk about a company, so I'll differentiate it through the perpetual succession point. What if like there are five members in the company, five of you have started a new company, then the company will be perpetually running for the unlimited time. There is no limited time of the company. Company is, there is no word limited when we talk about the company. The if any director or if any member of the company is dead, he will be replaced, or he will be or all other members will be contributing to the company. Company will not come to an end. But in the case of partnership, the liability can be limited. But liability can be limited, but partnership comes to an end when any partner dies, or when any company or any, if for example two or more companies form together one company, then if any company withdraw from the company will not come to an end in any case. The company can only come to an end through a winding up process. Winding up process is a part of company law, or it can come to an end through the insolvency proceedings, which is in insolvency bankruptcy code, which we will cover later. So if we talk about what is company, the company is an association of persons formed for a common purpose, incorporated under the Companies Act, having a distinct legal personality. So we have three things from the definition. So please turn off in call messages. I think they are disturbing the participants.
Sure, sir, I'll do that.
Hmm. So there are three type of there are three things which are coming when we talk about the company. First is separate legal entity. Separate legal entity means if we are talking about any company, if we're talking about anything related to the company, then what is a basic meaning? What is a basic form? We know the company from the name of the company. If I now want to order some food after a webinar, I'm just feeling hungry after a webinar, then what I can do? I will order from Zomato. I will not order from the owner of the Zomato. I will order through Zomato. So I know Zomato from the name of Zomato. If I want to go to shop, then I will go to West Side, or I will go to any other franchisee. So I know the name of the franchisee from the name of the company. And if I want to pay somewhere, I want to pay, then I'm paying the company. I'm not paying the individual members of the company. So company exists independently from its shareholders and directors. The shareholders and directors are only the members of the company in the way they are holding the shares, or they are holding the management of the company. They are not the form of the company. The company exists in itself. We know, like Maruti Suzuki, Hero, Honda, any company, we are just calling the name of the company by the name which it register, which the register of companies give to the companies. And every transaction, every ITR, every transaction related to the company will be held in the name of the company with the seal of the company. Like we are studying in different universities, we are from the different universities. If any of your university defaults in anything, like they are defaulting in, they are not giving you attendance, or they are not giving you anything which is in your benefit, then what will you do? You will sue your vice chancellor, your director, or your principal, or your college or your university. Obviously you will sue your university, not the members of it, because university has a distinct name. When you pay the fees, you are paying the university, you are not paying the member of the universities. So there is a separate legal entity. Now we come to the limited. This is the very important and the most important point when it comes to the companies. वैसे तो all the 3 points are important, but limited liability. What is limited liability? Limited liability is a feature which makes the company separate, which makes the company distinct. Unlike other type of businesses, we can limit the liability in other type of, like we can limit the liability in limited liability partnership also. But when we come to the company, it is made of all the three characters. All the three characters means, first, it is a separate legal entity. Second, it has a limited liability. When we talk about the partnership, when we will talk about the Partnership Act, partnership come to an end when any partner exist or exit from the partnership bond. Partnership comes to an end, they have to form a new partnership, even if it is limited. But when we comes to the company is limited also and is also continues despite change in their ownership. If a company is acquired by another person and the whole management of the company is changed, then will the company comes to an end? No, it will not come to an end. It will continue as it is with the same name, but with the different ownership or with a different set of members. Let us move ahead. Achha. There's a historical evaluation of company law in India. First, let me tell you unofficially that Companies Act is wholly taken from the Companies Act of UK and Companies Act of US, because the concept of the companies were more popular there when it was not very popular in India. Time by time, there was a evaluation in the company law because there is a change in. Firstly, we were a colonial regulation. We were governed by the British. Then when we are here, when we uh, have our that independence, then the purview of all the companies, the purview of all the foreign companies operated in India is changed. Is completely changed. It changed in a way that we have to make various amendments in company law related to the governance, related to the compliance, and related to the, because there are various things which can be connected or which are there when we talk about the company. When we basically talk about the companies, there are various compliances which need to be formed. Achha, one of the career we can make in company law is through compliances. What are compliances? Compliances like any foreign company wants to enter in India. If foreign companies entering in India, they have to be act through the company law only. And when they are operating in India, they have to be complied with company law. So there is a type of career which is known as a compliance or a compliance officer, which is done by the legal person only. They will check the documents of the company, the contracts of the company. Are they complying with the current Indian law, or they are not complying with the current Indian law? To make the career in this thing, you just have to go through all the acts of the companies and also the all the laws related to the taxation in India and all the laws related to the all the laws related to um, like foreign policies or the laws related to the foreign companies. So if any foreign company or any person want to, any Indian person want to open any company in India, then the compliance associate is a very good career in company law. So if we talk about evaluation of company law, firstly there was a Joint Stock Company Act in 1884. It is a basic enactment of companies that if a joint stock means two or more persons come together, they form a stock and they form a company. So if they come together, then they will be regulated by the Joint Stock Companies Act 1844. Then there is a Joint Stock Companies Act 1850. If we talk about India after independence, we have a Act Companies Act 1956, which basically defines all the company compliances and types of companies which are exist in India or which should exist in India. It also establishes the concept of registrar of companies. Who is registrar of the companies? Who basically register the companies. Company need to be registered, and where it is registered, there are various compliances which need to be done, and company need to register in register need to be registered by registrar of companies in the register of companies. The name has to be written in the register of companies. Again, we have a new act related to the company, which is Companies Act 2013. What is the basic difference between the Companies Act of 1956? Give me a second. What is the basic difference of Companies Act of 1956 and 2013? The basic difference, is related to e-governance or the CSR. What is CSR? CSR is any responsibility, social responsibility, which a company should comply if they are making a turnover of certain amount. This amount is specified in companies in 2013. And also, we have talked about the one-person company. A one person can also start a company. So again, it is a difference. It is making a difference between a company and a partnership. Like a company can be started by one person also. It is a one person company. Is a distinct or is a different concept in companies at 2013. Also, there are various difference in winding up processes. Also, the company need to be winds up. If we want to end the, like, company exists as a separate legal entity. If we want that entity to comes to an end, then we have to wind up the company. Okay, let's come again to the characteristics of a company. Separate legal entity, we have talked about it. Separate legal entity means it is separate from its members and it is separate from its directors. Limited liability, we have also done. Perpetual succession, we have gone through it. That company do not comes to an end when there is any exit of any number of members, or if a company is acquired by any person, acquired by any person, or all the basic management of the company is changed, it will not come to an end. Again, it is artificial person. It is a person, but not a natural person. It is a artificial person. It will do everything. Like it will uh, enter into a transaction in the name of a company. They will file ITR in the name of the company. They will buy properties in the name of the company. They will also they will do social things in the name of the company. Everything. There is a reference of two cases also: Gramophone versus Typewriter Company Limited versus Stanley. It is a case where it is affirmed that a company is distinct from its members, and also it can enter into any contract related to the company's law, or any contract related to the company, related to the accounts of the company, related to the accounts of the company, related to the taxation compliances of the company, or related to anything which is related to the basic compliances of the company or basic day-to-day operations of the company. All the things will be entered in the name of the company only. It is separate from its owners and management. There can be a owners of the company, there can be separate owners of the company, many directors of the company, there can be a management of the company. Management of the company means a CEO can be there, a CTO can be there, any number of directors can be there, but the existence of the company is separate from all the members. Like at present, if any company has 10 directors, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and they have 5 owners. If all of them exit from the company will be there and company will be operating as it is. There will be no harm to the existence of the company as long as the company is winded up by the tribunal. Okay. If we're talking about the tribunal, now the cases of the company are not dealt by the civil courts. It is dealt by the NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal, and the appeal goes to the NCLAT, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. After that, the appeal goes to the Supreme Court. Acha, why it is important? Why company law is important? First, it safeguards investors. Okay, let us talk about when we wind up the company, when the company is going to when the company's existence is coming to an end, then what is the process? The process is very simple. Application is initiated in the tribunal. Then the tribunal promotes a liquidator or appoints a liquidator, and the liquidator liquefy all the assets of the company, all the assets related to the company. Then whoever has invested anything in the company, they will get back their shares when the company is going into winding up process. Okay. We have heard about IPOs, initial public offers. Any public company which is listing its shares in the NSE or BSE. NSE means stock exchange. Like if they are dealing their share, they are operating their shares in various stock exchanges. Then what the role of the investors? Investors invest in the company. They become owners of the company. If you have one share, then you are the one of the owner of the company. What you get dividend from them. Dividend means a share of the profit of the company. So the investors who invest in the company are safeguarded, are safe when they invest in the company, because company is a organization which is registered and which got its existence through a registered ROC. ROC means Registrar of Companies. So if we summarize all the things, what we have studied, what we have gone through. Firstly, what is company? Company is an organization where two or more persons come together to form a business. Not only a business, company can be a non-profitable company also. Company can be a company which is doing things for the social purpose also. Not only profit-making organizations. It is basically different from other forms of business like sole proprietorship, partnership. Because why it is different? It is different because it has a separate legal entity. It has a perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means it does not come to an end when any partners exit from the company. Other thing is their separate legal entity. They are separate, and they are all the transactions of the company will be held in the name of the company only. So another thing, it protect creditors. How the company protect creditors? Dekho, the thing is, when any like any financial institution give loan to a company, and the company comes to an end, it is not the case where any owner of the company take loan in the name of the company and just vanish in UK or US. It is not the case. When the loan is taken in the name of the company, so there is the loan. The first thing, the loan is secured, because if in any time the company will come to an end, then any time the company will comes to an end, then the creditors will be paid through their. Acha, let us talk about the IPOs again. What is IPO? IPO is initial public offer. And when the IPOs is issued in the, I know some of you or many of you has been investing in IPOs because they are very popular nowadays. So if we talk about the IPOs, if we talk about, just a second. So if we talk about IPOs, there are various regulatory things in the IPOs. That if a company is acquiring means, or company is raising 8,000 crores capital, that some of the capital will be utilized in paying their financial debts. Again, ensure of employee welfare. When a company comes to an end, when it is coming to an end, the first person to be paid is their employees. It promotes transparency. All the financial statements of the companies are available on their websites. You can go through them. You can know the financial statement of the company very well. Balance between private and societal interest. With the concept of CSR, all the companies which are making profits of more than, I think, 1,000 crores, I'm not sure about it, has to do some portion of their profit, has to give some portion of profit into a CSR activities, which can be anything, promoting education to the children's, or plantation, or anything. You have seen some of the companies doing these things, plantation, or sponsoring education of the rural students, or your universities adopting any villages for their education. This is a part of the social things which a company need to be complied, which a company need to do. Now we comes to the type of companies directly. There are various type of companies. One of the companies, private company, it is covered under Section 2, Clause 68 of the Companies Act. Public company, Section 2, Clause 71. One person. I've talked about the one person company. Okay, let us talk about the private and public company. Public company is a company who can invite public subscriptions. It has minimum 7 members and it can transfer the share. Very simple. If any company is eligible to list their shares on National Stock Exchange or a Bombay Stock Exchange, then it can be termed as a public company. Public company means invite subscription from the public. Subscription means money. Money means all the persons are here, and all the persons can. All the persons means all the public, including the investors, including the retail investors. Investors are whom? Us, who wants to who wants to earn profit, or who wants to invest in companies through the stock exchanges. We can transfer their shares, or we can buy their shares, or company can raise money from us. That is a public company. What is private company? In private company, they are not eligible for listing their shares, or they are not eligible to invite any money or to raise any money from the public, and they also cannot share any. Then how private company raise their capitals? They raise their capitals through investors. Like in Shark Tank, all the companies are private companies. But how they are raising the money? They are raising the money from they are raising the money through the way of investors. They are pitching their ideas. If the investors like their ideas, they are investing in their ideas, and they raise money through debt. And another thing, they raise money through the subscription. If I want to buy any shares of the private company, I can buy. I can be a. They cannot invite public to transfer their to buy their shares. But if I want to invest in any company which is growing, I can easily do that. One person company, actually a one person company is a concept which is there to promote new startups. If any person, if suppose me, I have an idea that I can make that gold from potatoes. मैं आलू से सोना बना सकता हूँ. तो मेरे पास वो idea है. Then what I can do? I can just register my companies. I can register my company in a one person company, and I can appoint my directors. I can appoint my CEO, and I do not want to dilute my ownership. I do not want to dilute my ownership. मेरे को पसंद नहीं है कि मेरे अलावा कोई और owner हो, because it is my idea. I have also a fear that my idea can be taken. My idea can be stolen by my partners. Then I can start a one person company, and I can appoint directors in the company. There are various type of companies also. I have in the starting I have stated that company can be non-profitable also. Company can be non-profitable also. So any charitable institution like ISKCON is also registered as a company. Akshay Patra is registered as a company. They are the companies which are related to various non-education non-profitable purposes. There are additional categories also, like government companies. Government companies, we all know, if a government is holding more than 51% of shares in our company, then it is a government company. Holding and subsidiary company, a very known example of holding and subsidiary company is Zomato and Blinkit. Zomato is the parent company and Blinkit is a subsidiary company of that. Myntra and Flipkart. Myntra is a subsidiary company of the Flipkart because Flipkart has acquired Myntra. And there are other companies also, like there is a very growing concept of MSME, like a company which is small, and they want to do a business, and no investors are giving them loans, or no one is listening to them. Then they can register as an MSME and also acquire, or also take money from the government to start their businesses. Then there is an unlisted and unlisted companies, means listed companies are which are listed on the stock exchanges. If we have knowledge about stocks, the company should be which is the company of the shares of which we can buy from various stock exchanges is a listed company. Unlisted company आपको वहां नहीं दिखेंगी, they are not available there. They, if their subscription or if their size and if they are approved by the SEBI, there is one organization related to the company, SEBI. They are approved by the SEBI to be listed to various stock exchanges. Then the company can be a listed company. Otherwise, it is a unlisted company. So if we talk about the difference, we have done it. Acha, if we talk about the Companies Act, what is the basic structure of the Company Act? What Companies Act basically talks about? So let's get it very simple. Let's get it very simple. What Companies Act talk about? Companies Act basically talk about the birth of the companies and the death of the companies. Simple. What happens between birth and the death? What happens between birth and death? Governance. Governance means day-to-day operations. When a company is born, they enter into, if a company is born and it is born as a legal person, as an artificial person, and when the company is born, they enter into various transactions. They appoint directors, they raise money, they manage their businesses, they do their accounts, they do their audits. So all the things are coming between the birth and the death of the company. When the company can be declared dead, there are various options. There are various grounds where company can be declared dead. One of the ground is the company is having internal affairs, internal conflict. Like, let me give a recent example of Tata Group. After the death of Sir Ratan Tata ji, the company internal members are fighting. They are fighting on the ownerships and they are fighting on the. Let me tell you, the bigger the company, they are basically uh, contributing to the economy of the country. Tata Group is a very large group and they hold various properties also, and they hold various shares of the public also. So home ministers and finance minister has to interrupt between the functions of the company, because if the functions of the company are not well internally, then it leads to a winding of the company. The company leads to a winding up, and who will wind up the company? National Company Law Tribunal, not the civil court. National Company Law Tribunal will wind up the company on various grounds. So what company needs to do? Company को क्या करना चाहिए? What company needs to do? Firstly, company need to raise their capital properly. कंपनी को अपनी कैपिटल्स को प्रॉपरली रेज करना है. They need to raise their capitals very properly. The main thing, one of the main thing company has to do, they have to audit their accounts and also publish their financial statements on the website of the company. Why? To create the financial transparency. Like if I want to invest in any company, like I want to invest in, for example, I recently invested in Studs Accessories. So how will I make a decision to invest in the company? I just go through the financial statements of the company. I just go through. When we buy any mutual fund, if we go to buy any mutual fund, there is a name of a person who is handling the mutual fund. If we study their profile, then there is a thing written that he is a number of experience in handling these mutual funds, and they have invested yahan or they have invested wahan. So what do you think help? These things help us to take any decision related to the uh, if we talk about decision related to the investment we have to do in the company. Acha, if any company is if any company is there and they are like you want tender. You understand tender? You just want your office to be renovated. Okay, and you want tender from different companies who renovate the offices. You get tender from say 9 companies. What you will see in those companies? You will see the process between birth and death of the company. How they are processing, like what are their management, what are their responsibilities, how are the directors, how they are responding, is there any litigation, is there any internal error, is there any Case on the company related to financial frauds, or are their financial statements good? Are their financial statement stands good? So these things between the birth and the death of the company need to be done in a proper way, need to be complied in a proper way. And company, what company do? Company provides this compliance. How these things need to be carried on. And what a corporate lawyer do? What a corporate lawyer do? Corporate lawyer checks that are these companies, or are the functions of the companies are in the proper way. If in the coming time you are appointed as a corporate lawyer of any company, as a legal advisor of any company, what you will do? You will check the compliances of the country, of the company. If any company wants to enter into contract with any person, you will check the contract. Is the contract proper? Is the contract signed by the persons which need to be signed by all the, like if company wants to the company wants to enter into a contract of like 1,000 crores with someone, then there is a basic compliance procedure of the company that it need to be signed by the owner and the directors of the company. The contract need to be signed. Then as a legal officer, you will check, are these compliance done? Are these compliance done by the other person, the other company, the other person's contract is properly signed or not? So these are the compliances. As a corporate lawyer, you check that between the birth and the death, all the procedures of the company are going on in a proper way. Are audits of the company proper? There are various type of audits. Firstly, the audits are done by the internal members of the company. है ना, हम सुनते हैं ना कि भाई गिव द, हमको बिल चाहिए, वी नीड अ बिल, वी नीड अ साइन, बिकॉज ऑडिटर्स देखते हैं. ऑडिटर्स क्या देखते हैं? ऑडिटर्स ये देखते हैं कि क्या फाइनेंशियल, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच आर फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, क्या वो सही है? आर दे राइट? Are the financials of the company are going on, or are there in a proper way? And who will check them? Corporate lawyer. Let us go ahead. Okay, I'm skipping some things because we have covered it in a previous slides, or a previous discussion. Okay, there are some things which are related to the company, like MOA, Memorandum of Association, Articles of Associations. These are the most important and the most crucial documents when it comes to the registration of a company. When you are going for a company's registration, these two documents need to be properly drafted. What is MOA? MOA is a document which define the powers and boundaries of the company. Powers and boundaries means the basic functioning of the company, in which thing the company will deal, or the company will carry on its business, and how the company's business will be carried on. Like if a company wants to issue a check, so there is a compliance. There is a company's check. If the company check is of amount lesser than 50K or 50,000, then it need to be signed by the CEO of the company. And if the amount is greater than 50,000, the check should be verified by the owners and all the directors of the company. This is need to be written in MOA. There should not be any misstatement in MOA. And if there are any misstatements in MOA, that will attract a civil liability to the company. And it is a part of a prospectus of the company. What is prospectus? हम कॉलेज जाते हैं, हमने सबने prospectus देखा होगा. We have gone through our prospectus. That कितने placements, how many placements are there, how what are the moot courts, and हमको allure करने के लिए होता है ना कि कितने moot courts हम करा रहे हैं, ये सब. तो MOA is a part of the prospectus of the company. Alternatively, there is a AOA also. AOA is basic documents which talks about the management structure and operational procedure. That how many directors are there, how they will operate, how many employees should be there, how they will operate. Both the documents are very important when it comes to the basic functioning of the company. Other is officer who is in default. We will cover it when we will covering the corporate veil, lifting of corporate veil. Then a paid up share capital. Paid up capital means the amount of capital which is received by the company. The amount of, like in Shark Tanks, in Shark Tank, we have like we are giving you 5% equity. What is this 5% equity? They are taking the 5% equity and they are paying in exchange of that equity. What does mean? That's mean they are the owner of the 5% shares of the company. So paid up share capital is with the share capital which is paid up, or which is sold, or which has been subscribed by any person other than the director, or other than the directors, or other than the members of the company, by the outside person. Okay. Now, for establishing a company, the thing what we need to do, we need to register the company. How do we do that? We do that through the ROC. ROC is a central authority which has offices, local offices in many states and many union territories of India. What we will do? Let us make it very simple. Apart from the slides, let us make it very simple. Firstly, we have to propose a name to the company. We have to give a name to the company. बच्चा पैदा होगा तो नाम देना पड़ेगा. We have to give name to the company. So if a artificial person in the name of a company is taking birth, we have to specify that by what name they need to be called. Then after that, we have to decide the gender. In natural process, gender is automatically decided, but not necessarily, but yes. But in the incorporation process, we have to specify that which type of company we want to open. Like, we want to opt for public company, we have to opt for private company, we have to opt for OPC. Now the webinar is all about corporate careers. When the company is formed, they approach corporate lawyers. That what are the compliance procedure for all the type of companies. Like, if I want to open a public company, if I want to open a private company, if I want to open one person company, then what are the various compliance procedures for the company? Who will tell that? Various corporate lawyers. If you are an expert in the field of corporate law, then you will be able to advise them that what type of company need to be open, or what can match their capabilities, which type of company they are eligible to operate, or they are eligible to open. Okay. Then we have to prepare birth certificates. Like, if a person is born, we have given him a name, him or her, or we have given him a gender, him or her, like a type of company. So two things are specified. First thing, we have given a name to the company. Name can be approved or can be disapproved. Like, I can take a practical example of Burger Singh. The name Burger Singh is very similar to the name Burger King, and the name was approved by the ROC. Later on, in the Burger King challenged the name on the basis of their trademark, and the name of the company, that the name is similar to them. ROC has given a statement that the operating procedure of both the companies are very different. Like, the making procedure, the burger making procedure, or the fries making, the size of the fries or the style of the fries. In Burger Singh, you get that spiral type of fries. In Burger Singh, you get straight type of fries. So there are different operating procedures of both the companies, and also both the Burger King and Burger Singh. So there is a basic procedural difference. So name need to be suggested. Then what ROC do? ROC publish the name in the daily newspapers, and their by different ways. Then there are various objections of in the company, that they can't use that name, or they can use that name, or they can't use their name. Then the name is, there are two things. The name can be approved, or cannot be approved. The name can be approved by the company, or they cannot be approved by the ROC. If the name is approved by the ROC, then they will submit the documents. What type of documents we have previously we have previously discussed that documents are MOA and AOA, Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association, which basically defines the structure and governance of the company. So ROC knows about two things. Now ROC knows about two things. What is the name of the company and how the company will govern themselves. The compliance procedure of the company. ROC knows two things. Another thing, then all the things need to be submitted to the company. All the things need to be submitted to the company. After all the documents are submitted to the company, all the things are done in the company, all the documents are submitted, all the procedure is done, name is done, certificate is done, everything is done. Then what will ROC will do? ROC will verify and scrutiny the basic compliance of the company. What ROC will do? ROC will scrutiny the compliance of the company. As a corporate lawyer, you have just advise them ki you can go for a private company. Then they will they will check? They will check the compliance. That going? Are you able to operate the private company? You can handle the basic governance of the company or the basic day-to-day operations of the company? Will you be able to do that? Company will the registrar of companies will verify all the things. Okay, all the things done. After that, what you will get? After the verification, you will get a certificate of incorporation. A certificate of incorporation, and your name will be written and your name will be registered in register of companies. ये जो रजिस्ट्रार भाई साहब हैं, they maintain a register और उसमें आपका नाम लिख देते हैं फिर कि a new company is formed, a new person is born. Then what they become? They become a corporate personality or a separate legal personality, which is distinct from its members. अब आप उसको नहीं मार सकते. You can't kill him or her because it becomes a entity through law. All the basic law compliances are done. All the laws are complied. All the things are done, and it becomes a artificial person through a law process. Then how we can kill them? We can kill them only through a winding up process. Okay, I think I've missed one thing. You need to tell the ROC that from where you will be operating the company, like your registered office. Achha, if we enter into any contract, like if we take subscription of Amazon Prime, or if we take subscription of any OTT app, which you like, apart from some of the apps which are not recommended. So if we take any OTT app subscription, when you read the contract, it is clearly written the company has its registered office in Falana Falana Dimkana place, and if you want to go for anything in with regard to a default of the company, this code or that particular code will have a jurisdiction in case of any conflict between the person and the person entering into the contract and the company. So company also need to give a address of a registered office. Like if we have seen the Harshad Mehta scam series and many scam series, that company has a registered office. But when the ROC or when the SEBI people reach that office, there is nothing. And there's nothing going on there. There's a simple room, a simple like a ground, which is operating in the name of a company. What this company called? We can call them by the name of sham companies or shell companies, which are not operating with a proper procedure of ROC, with the proper procedure of company law also. Once the company is incorporated, then they can do anything related to their day-to-day business functionings. Like they can now raise the money, they can also enter into any transaction, they can issue any transaction, they can purchase the property, they can do all the things, but all the things need to be complied with corporate law, company law. Acha, we have talked about company's law. We have just take a name of a company like company. What is that basic difference between a company law and a mercantile law? There are two type of law: company law and mercantile law. If we talk about basic difference between the two is very clear. Mercantile law talks about the contract, the acts through which you can enter into various contracts. And company law talked about the corporations. What is covered under company law? Companies Act, Insolvency, Bankruptcy Code, MSMEs, and what are covered under mercantile law? Contract Act, Sales of Goods Act, Partnership Acts. So when it comes to the corporate law covers those laws under which there is certain compliances. There are certain compliances which need to be done. If I want to buy a milk packet from the nearby dairy, what do I need to comply with anything? No, I just need to go, pay them, and they will hand over me the they will hand over me the milk packet. But on the other way, if I want to set up a manufacturing plant, can I do that like I purchase a milk packet? No, I have to properly register it. I have to hire someone. I have to pay someone. I have to enter into various contracts. I have to purchase machinery. I have to purchase various things related to the manufacturing. So corporate law deals where any person wants to go legally, wants to do business legally, and wants to comply with various procedures. Why do we need a company law? Why do we need it? Basically, we need company law so that big businesses can operate without any discrepancies. They can comply with all the procedures, all the things formed by the company, and they can operate without any discrepancies. Now, let us take an example. If I want to invest in any company and the company is listed in National Stock Exchange, so I get a clarity. I get a basic clarity that I can invest in the company and I can do business with the company. जैसे हम the basic idea of brands. If I'm buying for example, if I'm buying a phone, and there is a company name Naptol. We have heard it. We have also seen an ad of Naptol. There is a phone. There is one phone of 4 SIM, 5 SIM, or 8 SIM, which is being sold on Naptol, and there is a phone of 1 SIM, which is sold by the Apple. What we will going to buy? What will be going? What will be our preference? Our preference will be Apple because it has a certain name. We get a surety that it will be a good product, or the product will be as related to their quality, what the quality is stated, and it has a history of providing these type of materials in various in the various segments. Like if today I want to buy anything, I want to buy, let's take an example. I want to eat something, and there are two options. One is Bikaner wala, and another is another option. We can say anything like Google wala. What we will prefer? We will prefer Bikaner wala because it is a specific brand name. So if a company is approved, if a company is registered, if a company is there, if a company is operating under ROC, cooperating is the company is verified by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. They are verified by Ministry of they are verified by SEBI. They are verified by ROC. Then all the investors, all the persons dealing with the company get a assurance that company is legit and they are operating in the basic businesses, and they are operating their businesses according to the company, according to a due process of the law. They are complying with, and what if they are not complying with the law? If they do not comply with the law, then the proceedings can be initiated in various tribunals related to the company. Okay, there is a simple process of company registration. Apply DSC. DSC is digital signature certificate for directors. Apply for DIN, director identification number. There's a concept of director identification number. Director identification number means that director need to be identified. अगर हम there's a digital signature. Like if we now if we talk about the latest compliance of the company, all the directors should have some digital signature which are used on various contracts. The documents which are issued by the company need to be digitally signed by the directors, so that also need to be obtained. For that we need to obtain DIN. DIN means director identification number. अब ये कौन बताएगा companies को? Who will tell the companies regarding this? Corporate lawyer. A corporate lawyer will advise the companies related to the compliance of the company. This is a very big opportunity um, which are there for the law students, all the law students, that they can thoroughly read about basic compliance of the companies. Not only national compliances, they can also talk about the international. They can study about the international compliances which a company need to do, or a foreign company need to do when it comes to India, or an Indian company needs to do when it goes to the foreign, related to the foreign policy, related to anything like related to the taxation, related to the process which are need to be complied when a company converts from a private company to a public company. All the compliance, and who will inform about the compliances to the companies? A corporate lawyer who has a knowledge of company law or a basic compliance of the corporate law. Is nothing. Company law is nothing. It is a basic compliances which a company needs to follow in its day-to-day operations. Because a company is registered under company law, then it has to follow the company law. Okay, so again, there is a file for name approval. Again, the name approved, name cannot be approved. If name is not approved, you can resubmit the name. After that, the company can be approved or company cannot be approved. If company is not approved, you can file for you can file for the registration again. There are various government institutions which are related to the company. I have also mentioned it before, but let us go through them again. Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Ministry of Corporate Affairs is a ministry under which registrar of companies work. They are पहले नहीं थी. पहले we do not have any Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But now, why do we need to have a different Ministry of Corporate Affairs? They need to handle the companies. Why? Again, the institution company is very important for the economic growth of the company. There are two basic let us say essentials related to it. Why it is important for economic development? Firstly, the companies are complied with the law, complied with the due process of law. They are not handling any illegal business. They are not doing anything illegally. Company need to file their ITRs. ITRs means income tax returns. The company need to file their financial statements. All the things which are going in the company are going on under the nose of the government. They know what a company is doing, and if they do not know, they have a right to know. All the persons have a right to know related to the company. A basic shareholder has a right to know about the affairs of the company. So Ministry of Corporate Affairs basically forms a rules related to the companies, forms rule related to the companies, look into the company compliances, and also form various policies related to the nurturing of the companies, like what to do, how to fund them, how to fund small companies, how to fund small enterprises, how to like I'm from Jaipur. So in Jaipur, there are various small businesses which are related to handicrafts, and they are very unique. like they want to scale the business to the larger level. How they can do it? They can do it from the MSME. And recently government has also, UP government also, Rajasthan government also, they have launched a scheme that any person who wants to open a business related to the MSME can do it. And also they can get a money from the central government. The money can be ranging from 5 lakhs to 10 crores. Again, another very important organization is SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. Earlier, SEBI was a toothless tiger. They do not have any powers. Now, SEBI has the power of listing the companies and also check the regulatory compliances of the companies. That how the company should be listed. How the company should be listed. If it is getting listed, it should have everything which is related to, and everything which should be complied with the company's law. And one of the main example is their registered business, their registered place of business. SEBI checks everything, and it has also a power to unlist the company from the stock exchange. Like, let us take an example, a very recent example of Oyo Rooms. Oyo Rooms have been defaulting in the business from the last 4 to 5 years. If you book a room through the app, the hotel is not there. The hotel is not in the proper condition. They are not paying the owners of the hotels. So they want to list their IPOs to the stock exchange. Their IPO size is 8,000 crores. The IPO is rejected by the SEBI on the ground that their financials are not strong. How the company, how any organization got to know about this? They got to know about this because according to the Companies Act, all the things need to be transparent. Their financial statement, their directors, you can go, you can check any website of the company. You can check each and every website of the company. The website will take, or website will have everything related to the company. It is a mandate to the company that they will have to publish each and everything related to the compliances of the company, each and everything. If they are not complying with the same, you can file a complaint, or you can initiate a proceeding against them in tribunal. Okay, let us talk about the tribunal. See, why we need tribunal for the companies? Tribunal is not a judicial body, not a pure judicial body. Let me make it much clear. It is not a pure judicial body. If we talk about the composition of the tribunal, National Company Law Tribunal, we have a member, judicial member. We have a non-judicial member also, who have experience in company procedures of more than 10 or more than 15 years. So it is a administrative body, and it has powers which are much more related to the civil court. Civil court are only a judicial body. They can watch, and they can have a watch over all the administrative and compliance functions of the companies. They are there to overview each and everything. If a company is creating any merger, for example, or creating anything, or is acquiring any other company, NCLT has a right, has a power to look after that merger, or that look after that acquire proceedings, because uh, because everything need to be under the compliance of the company law. Again, everything need to be complied with the basic formulas, or complied with the basic structure of the company law. Let us move ahead. So we have talked about it, and there is a very famous case of Solomon's case. Okay, let us talk about one of the main and one of the last concept which we will be dealing. Acha, there say I am just telling you the company is a separate legal entity. Company is a separate legal entity. Acha, what do you mean by separate legal entities? I think my camera is working now. It can. What is separate legal entities? Separate legal entity means it is distinct from its members. Okay. Acha, if there are any fraud related to the company, who will handle the fraud? Who will handle it? If there is any fraud related to the company, who will be accountable for the fraud? Like if any company has done anything wrong in the compliances, who will handle the compliances? Who will look over it? Or who will be held accountable? Obviously, directors, its members. So, lifting the corporate, what is corporate veil? Corporate veil is a type of पर्दा. जो हम पर्दा होता है, we have to lift that. ठीक है, जैसे एक स्टेज है, स्टेज के ऊपर एक पर्दा लगा हुआ है, हमको वो लिफ्ट करना पड़ता है. वी हैव टू लिफ्ट द पर्दा. अच्छा, हाउ डू वी डू दैट? व्हेन देयर इज एनीथिंग, when there is anything related to the company which is wrong, or which is like fraudulent from the point of view of tribunal, or from the point of view of any person, then if a company does not have any registered office, company is not paying anything to its shareholders, then what we will do? Who will be held accountable? The person who is there in their day-to-day transactions, who is handling their day-to-day transactions. Now let's take an example. It is a very important concept because someone needs to be held accountable. Someone needs to be held accountable. In this case, when the company is doing any fraud, there are various examples like fraud. There are sham companies. There's a tax evasion. है ना? So who will be held accountable? Any person will be held accountable who are there in the basic day-to-day functions of the company, who are handling day-to-day functions of the company. For example, if we take an example of your universities, if there is anything related to the fraud in the result in the universities, then who will be held accountable? The university will be held accountable, but directly, indirectly, the examination department will be held accountable. We have to identify various individuals from the examination department that who have done the fraud. Like there is a recent exam. If in movies also we है ना, we उसको पकड़ो, विभीषण को पकड़ो, ठीक है? So there is some person in the company who is doing wrong, or who is doing fraud with the members of the company. So we have to identify the person. How do we identify the person? We have to lift the veil. We have to lift the veil of the company. It is a simple exception to the separate legal entity also. So we have to lift the veil. When we are lifting the veil, we have to see that who is directly or indirectly, who is directly or indirectly engaged in the management of the company. Then we have to hold the management, directors, CEO, CTO of the company accountable for the various frauds which are done by the company. Like if we take an example, there is a fraud in the company, and the fraud is related to financial fraud. There is a financial fraud by the company. Okay. If we take a simple case study, there is a company named ABC Company Limited. They have to issue a checks to their shareholders. Each check is of minimum amount of the check is 40,000 rupees, and the shareholders are also shareholders know that the check need to be signed by the proper authority of the company. When they received the check is not signed and the check is bounced. Who will be held accountable? The compliance officer of the company. Who is the compliance officer of the company? Anyone who has a power to issue checks. A person who is handling the accounts, or the director. So they should be directly held accountable for the, like if we take an example of Kingfisher, Kingfisher is still going on. Various products related to the Kingfisher are sold in our country, like a water bottle with the name of Kingfisher and many other things. So is the Kingfisher entity comes to an end? No. It has not come to an end. The person who Vijay Mallya is personally accountable for the all the frauds which he has done, because the frauds are in the name of the company, and he has used it for for his personal purpose. Let's take another example. A person has taken a loan in the name of a company, a loan of, for example, 1 crore, and he has used the loan for his personal purpose. We do not know. The company is in the loan is in the name of the company. Now company is getting repayment legal notices ki yaar, you have to repay the amount. Then what needs to be done? We have to identify the person. How the person will be identified? We have to identify that who will be signing, or who will be the person who is representing the company when the loan is being disbursed in the name of the company. If we can identify the person, then we can punish them. So it is a basic concept of lifting the veil. Veil means a name which is given to the to the company, and we have to hold that name. We have to lift that name, and when we have lifted the name, we have to see beneath it then who is responsible for the particular fraud which is done on the shareholders or anyone on the company. Like tax evasion, who will be responsible for the tax evasion? If there is any tax evasion in the country, in the company, who will be held responsible? CA or CS of the company, they can be held responsible, or the main owners of the company can be held responsible. So this is the basic concept of lifting the corporate veil. The corporate veil can be lifted. तो ऐसे नहीं है कि कंपनी सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी तो यू कैन डू एनीथिंग इन द नेम ऑफ द कंपनी. नो, इट इज नॉट देयर. द वेल कैन बी लिफ्टेड. अच्छा, नाउ if now I'll take a questions after this. If we talk about the practical applications for law, जो भी मैंने बताया, whatever I've told you, it basically related to the company law. So what is the relevance of these concepts in your legal career? Firstly, let me talk about. Let me talk very clear. You have to link the corporate law with other laws, which are basically IBC, insolvency, bankruptcy laws, and you can be a legal officer in various companies, various corporate companies. There are numerous number of corporate companies which are operating and which need to comply with the basic provisions of the company law. And when the provisions of the company law need to be complied, they need an expert, and the expert is a person who is very well versed with the provisions of the company law. So if you need to make your career in corporate law, then you need to go through all the compliance procedure of the companies. What are the basic operating processes of the company? Like if we are making a dish, if we want to make a pizza, then what are the basic ingredients need to make a pizza? Or then for what time we need to bake the pizza? So these things need to be known. Who knows these things? A professional chefs know these things. So you as a corporate lawyer need to know about the basic compliances, the basic things which a company need to follow in their day-to-day proceedings. And if a company is not following anything, then how it need to be followed? And if a company make a default by any chance, then how to fix the default? This is the basic thing need to be done by the corporate lawyer. A thing which can be done by the lawyer can be done. Dekho, all the procedures are studied very deeply by the CACS also. But what is the basic difference between a lawyer and a CA, or a person who is pursuing a CA or pursuing a CS? If you are combining CA/CS with law, that's a different thing. But what is the basic difference between a CA? CA will know what is the basic compliance procedure of the company law, but he do not know that what to do when the company makes a default. When a company makes a default, you need to study the basic interpretation of the law. You need to find loopholes, and how a company can be saved, how an entity of a company, a district entity or name of the company can be saved. That can only be done by a corporate lawyer who knows how to interpret the basic provisions of the company law and also insolvency and bankruptcy code. It is also a very important, most important statute when it comes to company law, corporate law. Okay, there are some recent trends also, like what you can do. Dekho, uh, there are various hybrid, like you can also work as a freelancer. You can also work as a freelancer when it comes to the company law. When it comes to the company, you can also, company hires a person, hire person who can to cut a cost. They hire an expert who can time to time give basic idea to them that what are their compliances and what they are not doing, what they need to do. So there are various recent trends, various trends going in company law, and the career in company law is very vast. It is not only related to a legal officer, or it is not only related to a company law. When you link company law with many other laws, like you link company law with foreign policies, you link company law with taxation law, you link company law with let us say insolvency laws, you link company law with criminal laws, then you know what to do when a company makes a default, what you need to do when a company makes a default. Now let us move to the questions if there are any.
The floor is open for questions, so you can directly raise your hands or unmute yourself and ask the question to the speaker. Yes, Lahari.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I just had this question, like, can you please explain more on how company law is connected to taxation?
Sure. Basically, I just had a specialization in, my UG specialization was in taxation laws and my PG specialization was in corporate laws only. How these law linked? These are basically related to the tax avoidance, tax management, and tax evasion. When there are various compliances procedure which need to be followed by the company, the financial statements need to be followed by the company, they need to be comply with the basic taxing structures. Now we have a GST also. So corporate lawyer needs to know about how to basically deal with the tax compliances also with the compliances, because they basically covered in the financial compliances of the company. So the tax law and corporate law are not very connected, but they are connected in a way that taxation compliances of the company need to be compiled when the company is going to be listed in stock exchanges, or when they are, because only objection a company can get when it comes to financial, that it has not complied with their taxation procedures, or they are not filed their ideas properly. If a corporate lawyer is well versed in taxation laws also, he or she can also work on the taxing compliances of the company, because it is one of the most important aspect which a company need to follow, and a company need to hire some other person for their taxing compliances, and for the for the calculation of tax, for the management of the tax, any other person can be hired. But if a company wants to comply with the basic thing which is related to, for example, what slab need to be accepted, what category of goods company are dealing with, or what classification of goods, what are the supply area, what are the place of supply according to the GST, or where ITR need to be filed, or where ITR related disputes need to be filed. He also needs a taxation lawyer related to a. Did your question solve, or do I need to?
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
So there is one more question from the chat box. Can a private company become a public company without fresh incorporation?
Exactly, they can become a public company. They can convert from a private company to a public company. There is a proper chapter in the company law which are related to the conversion of a company from private to public or from public to private. Let that what I say, company is not dead. Okay, you need not do like uh, if a company is taking birth, okay, we need to select a gender for the company. Gender means male or female. If any person wants to convert from male to female, do he need to convert his name? No, he can just go through the medical operations and he can convert from male to female. So this same with the company. Company can be converted from public company to a private company, or it can become a private company from a public company. There is a separate chapter in the company law related to that, and it does not need to have a fresh incorporation. It simply need to inform the ROC related to the compliance procedure which needs to be done when it is converting from a private to a public company. Simple. Does not need to have a fresh incorporation. Not in any case. Article of association need to comply with the Companies Act. It cannot override it. The question can be, if it overrides the Companies Act, it is inconsistent. It cannot. Basically, company follow the due process of law. Means, what is the basic difference between due process and procedure established by law? Due process means you have to be complied with the rule of law. You have to be complied with the rules stated in the company's law. Article of association need to be complied with the company law. If it is overriding the company law, it is inconsistent. Then it will be rejected by the ROC, and they will told you to file a new article of association. It should not, anything related to the company should not override the Companies Act. Companies Act is a statute which provide the compliances related to the company, and compliances need to be compiled. Anyone else? I need to know how I can start. Basically, I am from tier 2 city and from tier 3 college. देखो पैसे तो there is no tier 3 college in law. Law college is a law college. ये टायर 3 और टायर 2 ये फालतू बकवासें हैं जो चारों तरफ फैलाई हुई हैं. कोई उनका कोई मतलब नहीं होता. आई माई सेल्फ बिकम फ्रॉम अगर मैं बोल दूं तो मैं टायर 2 हूँ, अगर मैं बोलूँ तो टायर 1 कॉलेज भी हो सकता है. ठीक है, देयर आर नो कॉलेजेस विच आर टायर 1. सिटी कैन बी टायर 1, टायर 2, but there are no law college. Law college is a law college, or it is a law school. So you have worked in a firm, you are working in a firm from the last 2 years, and you work with NBFC. Start applying in companies. Make your CV. Acha, let me tell you one thing. You should make your CV na like a companies want. You should apply. You should start applying in companies, and you need to tell them that you have worked with non-banking financial institutions or non-banking financial things to related to the, or it how it relate to the company law. Simple. How your present working are relating to the company law, and just you need to do some certificate courses on company law in which you have there are various certificate courses available, like in under which you can basically learn the basic what I'm saying again and again, compliance of the company. So you have to show them that how is your work is related to the uh, the work they are doing. You can start. You have a 2 years of experience. You can freshly start from the do freshly start in applying in various companies. You can apply in EY or any other company, and they will take you. That's the only thing. That's the only way to start. Or there can be another way. You can join some corporate lawyer. You can join some independent corporate practice. Or you should basically you need to tell the companies that how is your previous work is related to the company law. Simple. Anyone? Yeah, easily. When I was in second year, I got opportunity in Maheshwari Associates, one of the good corporate offices in Delhi. You can get opportunity. Again, what I'm saying, make your CV in a way that what they want to see. You know, make your CV like that. Ki you have an interest in corporate law. And again, I'm saying just there are various certificate courses available, which are by the experts, which are by the non-expert, which are by the lawyers. You have to join those courses, you have to complete their certifications, then you can easily get your opportunities in corporate offices very easily. There are number of corporate firms operating in Delhi, in Kolkata, in Mumbai, and some of them pay you stipends also. As a fresher, you can get an assessment internship opportunity also. In You can do one thing, you can join any corporate office as an assessment intern, take a break from your last year break from university, and you can join the law any law firm as an assessment intern. They will observe you for the 6 months, then easily you can get into any corporate office. And do one thing, do internship from a single place. Try to do practice in a single law firm. Do not into different firms. है ना? You will work for example, in one firm for 1 month. They will not got to know about anything about you. है ना? You should work in various firms. Firstly, you have to start from the lower firm. Do not aim for directly for Amarchand Mangaldas or ye or wo. Doesn't matter. You need to join those offices which need to be which are working in corporates and they are not very popular. You can start from there also. We as a law student tends to we have a mentality that हम अमरचंद मंगलदास से start करते हैं. नहीं, various law offices, various corporate law offices, those offices who are starting their corporate practices, there you can learn more and more things as compared to you can learn in any other big firms. You can only engage in doing photocopies there, or a new lawyer can lead you to know how to start a corporate internship, how to start a corporate career.
இதுல எது வரல வரலையா இப்போ
Uh,
No,
I request
not a way.
I request everyone to kindly mute your mics so there would be no disturbance.
There will be no problem in your bar association advocate license. You can work anywhere. This is the basic beauty. This is the basic beauty of this is the basic beauty. How to build a fetching CV to show them what they want to see. Simple. Just convert your CV according to the uh, just show your CV according to the things they want to. Like if you are applying in a if you are applying in a big criminal firm, a firm uh, which litigate in criminal matters, just make your CV like that. You have interest in criminal areas, you have done this thing in criminal areas, or you have done this certificate course in this type of areas. You know drafting, you know criminal drafting, you know civil drafting, this type. Show them what they want to see. Simple. Then they will take you. I think it's done. So thank you so much. I think my session is somewhat beneficial to you all. Thank you so much.
Before we close, a quick update for all of you. Today's session was our first step into the corporate law at the Lawscape, and we are now working on a practical corporate law courses covering company law, banking law, and taxational laws with a guest lecture from the industrial professionals. If you want to move from a classroom concept to a real corporate world, then this course is something which you all want to check out for. More details will be announced soon to you all, so stay connected with us. In a moment, we will be also sharing the feedback form in the WhatsApp group. Please make sure you fill it in. It's important because certificate will be issued only after submitting the feedback form. And also your response will help us to understand how many of you are interested in advanced course, so we can shape it around what you actually need. And finally, now on behalf of the Lawscape, I sincerely thanks to the speaker for today for such an insightful, incredible, and engaging session. You made a complex subject practical and clear. We truly appreciate your time and guidance, sir. A big thank you to all the participants as well as being here to contribute and for the discussion. We'll share the certificate details shortly. The recordings and the key takeaways will also be available on our social media pages. So keep in touch with the Lawscape for upcoming learning opportunities as well. Thank you, everyone. We all look forward to see you in our future sessions as well. Thank you so much.